Ever wondered if there could be a barber who shaves all and only those men in town who do not shave themselves? If so, does the barber shave himself? This seemingly simple question introduces us to the Barber Paradox, a classic conundrum in the world of logic and philosophy. Let's delve into this intriguing paradox. If the barber shaves himself, he contradicts his own rule. Why? Well, because he only shaves those who do not shave themselves. He himself, shaving himself, would mean he's not one of those men. But things get even more twisted when we consider the alternative. If the barber doesn't shave himself, then he must be one of the men in town who don't shave themselves. And according to his rule, he should shave all those men, including himself. So whether the barber shaves himself or not, he ends up in a logical deadlock. This paradox truly tests the boundaries of logic, leaving even the most brilliant minds scratching their heads. Imagine you have a ship, and over time you replace every single part of it. Now, is it still the same ship? This is the crux of the Ship of Theseus paradox, a thought experiment that has its roots in ancient philosophy. Greek historian Plutarch first posed this question, recounting a tale of the hero Theseus, whose ship was kept in Athens as a historical piece. Over centuries, the wooden parts began to decay and were replaced one by one. Eventually, not a single original piece remained. So, was it still the Ship of Theseus? This paradox forces us to grapple with complex notions of identity and change. If an object has all its parts replaced, is it still fundamentally the same object? Or has it become something entirely new? This paradox dives deep into the questions of identity and change. Is something still the same if all its parts have been replaced? Scene script. Picture this. A law student promises to pay his teacher after winning his first case. However, the teacher sues the student for payment after he graduates. What happens next? Well, you might think it's straightforward. The student should pay up, right? But there's a twist. The lawsuit itself becomes the student's first case, and it's a case he can't lose. If he wins, he was right not to pay because he hadn't yet won a case. If he loses, he doesn't have to pay because, well, he lost the case. It's like a snake eating its own tail, a perfect loop of logic that can't be untangled. This is the paradox of the court, a mind-bending conundrum that has perplexed thinkers for centuries. It's not just an entertaining thought experiment, though. This paradox gives us a fascinating look into the world of contracts and circular logic. It makes us question what we think we know and pushes us to look deeper. In the world of physics, we find the twin paradox. If one twin travels at near light speed in space and returns, they will be younger than their twin on Earth. But how can this be? Well, this mind-boggling scenario is possible due to a fundamental principle of Einstein's theory of relativity, known as time dilation. Time dilation means that time ticks slower for an object in motion compared to one at rest. This is no ordinary slowdown, though. We're talking about a slowdown that becomes noticeable only when you're zipping around at speeds close to the speed of light. Let's imagine our twins, Alice and Bob. Alice decides to embark on a space adventure, flying off in a spaceship traveling at near light speed, while Bob stays back on Earth. According to relativity, Alice's journey through space is also a journey through time. Her clock on the spaceship ticks slower compared to Bob's clock back on Earth. When Alice returns from her space journey, she would have aged less than Bob. Bob, who had been waiting on Earth, would be older than Alice. It's as if Alice had traveled into the future, and this isn't just a theoretical notion. Experiments with super-accurate atomic clocks on airplanes and satellites have confirmed this effect. However, this gives rise to a paradox. From Alice's viewpoint, it could be argued that she was at rest and Bob was the one moving at near light speed. So, shouldn't Bob be the one aging slower? This is where the full theory of relativity comes into play, which includes not just special relativity, but also general relativity, Einstein's theory of gravity. It turns out that the act of Alice turning her spaceship around to return to Earth breaks the symmetry of the situation and resolves the paradox. This paradox truly stretches our understanding of time and space. It shows that our intuitive notions about these concepts need to be revised when we venture into the realm of high speeds and strong gravity. The twin paradox, thus, takes us on a journey not just through space, but also through the fabric of our understanding of the universe itself. Finally, we encounter the liar paradox, What happens when someone says, "I am lying"? Are they telling the truth or lying? This paradox, my friends, is a classic example of a self-referential paradox, meaning it refers to itself in its own statement. To understand the liar paradox, we first need to grasp the concept of self-reference. Self-reference happens when a statement, idea, or in this case, a paradox, refers back to itself. In the liar paradox, the statement "I am lying" is referring to itself. It's a statement about the statement. Now let's delve into the heart of the paradox. If the statement "I am lying" is true, then it implies that the speaker is indeed lying. But if the speaker is lying, then the statement "I am lying" is a lie, which means it's not true. This creates a logical loop, a paradox that seems to defy our usual understanding of truth and falsehood. On the other hand, if the statement "I am lying" is false, then it implies that the speaker is not lying. But if the speaker is not lying, then the statement "I am lying" is true. Again, we find ourselves tangled in a logical loop, a paradox where a statement appears to be both true and false at the same time. This paradox has fascinated philosophers, logicians, and thinkers for centuries. It showcases the complex relationship between language and logic, challenging our conventional understanding of truth and falsehood. The liar paradox makes us question the very nature of truth. Can a statement be both true and false? Is it possible to tell the truth by lying or vice versa? The liar paradox doesn't offer any straightforward answers. Instead, it invites us to ponder, to question, and to explore the fascinating realm of paradoxes. This paradox showcases the complex relationship between language and logic. Is it possible to tell the truth by lying or vice versa?